Yo, what is up, everybody? We are back in the building. Trying to stop this other video just playing. I'll give a chance for all three of you people who will be watching me to come in. I know when you read the title, you guys are probably like, "Here goes Brandon again, hating on Ibrahim Traore. Uh, he's not a real Pan African, all this type of stuff." But as you all know, that is not the case. I was thinking about what we talked about on yesterday's show. And I was really thinking about what we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks when it comes to the whole Burkina Faso situation. Their new president, Ibrahim Traore, defying Western forces and the Western establishment and doing something that has not been done for a very long time in an African nation, rejecting Western influence, moving towards a position of self-sustainability, and not allowing himself to be bullied by the West into alienating his country and his economy away from outside influence, such as Russia, China, etc. But what really bothers me about this whole situation is the Black American hypocrisy in it all. Don't click off. I know you guys, he said. But do you guys realize that while Ibrahim Traore in the tiny, tiny country of Burkina Faso with a small population of people, even according to African standards, is being held as a hero and not only as the savior of Burkina Faso, but as the savior of the Black or Pan-African world. And I started thinking, you mean to tell me that a group as large and as rich as Black America, groups as large and as rich as Black Brits, Black Caribbeans, including continental Africans that have migrated to the West, is sitting on their ass waiting for the president of a tiny, tiny African country to save them from the white man and usher in Black liberation. And that's when it hit me. Ibrahim Traore is an excuse for many of these people. They love him so much because as long as he's doing the work that is necessary to save Burkina Faso, they can continue to present him as the savior of all Black people and the hero of the Black liberation movement, so they can continue to sit on their butts and do absolutely nothing in the West but search for jobs and work to acquire generational wealth. If what I'm saying doesn't make sense, let me give you this illustration. Imagine that you are a player on a professional football team, professional soccer team, professional basketball team, it doesn't matter. Your team is in the middle of a tough season and it's not really looking good. The team is Black America, Black America. Now, as a player on that team, let's say you're the team captain and you have one of two choices. You can bring your team together, have a players only meeting, identify the problems that are occurring within the games that the team is playing, correct those problems, and go out, play hard, and try to win for the rest of the season and get into the playoffs. Now, that would be the logical thing to do. But instead of doing that, this is what you do. You bring your team into the locker room. You say, hey, guys, I know the season is not going the way we planned. We have 16 games in the season, and we've already played 5 games, so there are 11 games left. We're not going to work on the problems that are plaguing the team in an effort to get the issues fixed and salvage the season with a trip to the playoffs and potentially a trip to the championship. What you're gonna do is you're gonna tell your team about some amazing football player who's still in middle school, who just rushed for 200 yards in a middle school football game, who you think would be a great addition to the team in the next 10 to 15 years. You are a professional sports player who is at a very crucial point in a season. And instead of doing what you need to do to fix your problems and compete for a championship, you are going to look at someone who isn't even close to being in a position to play for the team as the savior of the team in the next 10 to 15 years. You're going to totally give up on the next 15 seasons so you can wait for this young Pop Warner playing kid to come and save you. Now, I'm not saying that Ibrahim Traore is a kid. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is what Ibrahim Traore is doing is really awesome. But he's at the very beginning stages of a situation that is going to take at minimum, at least a decade or more to reach its full potential. That's at the least. At this point, Ibrahim Traore is building a country from scratch. Is it fair to position him as the savior of Black liberation and Pan-Africanism and the Messiah for all these Black people who are sitting on their asses in the West with all the resources needed to start building not only the communities in their respective nations, Black America, the Black Caribbean, and the Black UK, but also with the resources to start making leaps and bounds in the development of continental Africa? Just think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. You have $200,000 in the bank, and you could invest at least 50,000 of that on the continent. But now that Ibrahim Traore has come around, you're like, hey, man, I could go use my money to go vacation and put an addition on my house because Ibrahim Traore got it covered. And I believe that that is the sentiment of a lot of these people who are showing so much excitement when it comes to Ibrahim Traore, President Traore. I mean, I understand that what he's doing is great. I understand that there's a lot of support around him. But is Ibrahim Traore going to walk into a situation where he is the only person doing anything? Or is he going to walk into a situation where we are all hands on deck, making things happen, getting the work done, so all he has to do is handle Burkina and fall in line with the direction of Pan-Africanism as a whole. See, this is why we've always been warned against the central figures, the central leader, or the centralized leadership model. It's not because if they take that person out, then the movement is lost for the next 50 years. It's because when you have a strong man, everybody else gets really lazy. Have you ever been at work? It happens at all jobs. And you have a couple of people or one person who's really good at doing the job. Let's say you're like, you work at a moving company. And there's one guy who is so good that he can get a lot of stuff moved on his own with very little help. Now, when you work with someone like that, there is the temptation to sit back, relax, move slow, and let that person do all the work. But that's not the right thing to do now, is it? What you should do is get off your ass, work as hard as you can to match their effort so the job can be done faster, more efficiently, and easier. More hands make the work light. Why aren't we doing that when it comes to Ibrahim Traore? Because I have yet to see a delegation of any black people from anywhere in the world make a move to go and speak to Traore, or better yet, see how we could help to facilitate the things that Traore is trying to accomplish in Burkina. I see a lot of fanfare. I see a lot of sign waving and cheering and hooping and hollering. But I have yet to see anybody start a GoFundMe, a Give, Send, and Go, or do any of the things that we typically do when we truly support something. I don't see any black entrepreneurs or owners of the means of production moving into Burkina or making arrangements to go there to set up factories or production in that country, something that could bring jobs and wealth or economy to Burkina Faso. All I see is everyone saying, hey, Ibrahim's going to fix it. Ibrahim's going to fix it. Could you imagine if you were Traore at this point, where you have all this fanfare, but with great power comes great responsibility, and you're probably sitting there like, dude, I got a big task to complete. I think Traore would love to get your support, your real support, your physical support, much more than he likes to hear your praise. It makes no sense. Now listen to this closely. It makes no damn sense that an African leader has to reach out to Russia, the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, for help really with anything, or to the IMF for help with anything, when you have Black Americans, Black Brits, Black Caribbeans, and Black Africans who combined have a GDP and a net worth of more than many major countries. Let that sink in. The buying power of Black America alone is over $1 trillion. What is the GDP of Burkina Faso right now? This is my question. You have everything needed to help bring that country to industrialize and modernize that country. If you really support him, and if you really support that country, why don't you throw the weight of your economic power, your economic might behind him? That's my question to you. Or are you just going to sit around until they assassinate him So you can spend another 50, 60 years saying, see, this is what they do. Every time a black leader stand up, they assassinate them. Why aren't we throwing our support behind them in a real tangible way? That's my question. We got it. We the big dogs. Our accounts ain't sitting on E. Why don't we throw our economic weight behind him if we really support him? Oh, because you guys aren't really trying to support him that way. What you want to do is you want to give lip service. And that's not what the Burkinabe people need right now. Let's be real. You want to get lip service praising Traore while you buying tickets to go fly to Europe and Greece to go on vacation. Why don't you go spend 7 days out there? Spread a little money around the economy. It's possible. Wodamaya was just there. Why don't we make Burkina a vacation destination for the next couple of years and bring over $1 billion into their tourism sector? If you really support it. And this is what makes me feel a little bit reserved in my excitement, in my haste to really believe that you guys, or that we, are standing in solidarity with Traore. I'm keeping it real. Range Rove, I love that comment. Burkina Faso going to look better than Dubai in 20 years. Have Niger, have Burkinabe. Bro, but guess what? Why aren't we throwing our economic might into investments in Burkina then? There's always opportunities to invest. You could start a restaurant, any of these things. We can talk about how something is going to look and this is going to look like that and, you know, all this stuff. This is what you guys said about the smart cities in Ghana, in Senegal. This is what you guys said about the cryptocurrency coming out of Africa. This is what you guys said, I remember 5 years ago, about the Gambia. None of that came to fruition. But why? Because we think if we say something, that means it's just miraculously going to happen. What you should say, Range Rove, is if we as African people globally do what we are supposed to do, then Burkina Faso has the potential to look better than Dubai in 20 years. That's what you should say. But you're speaking these things like it's a foregone conclusion. And people were saying this stuff about African countries even 10 years after African countries gained their independence. But do you know how Dubai got to the point where it is today? Middle Eastern, Western, and Eastern billionaires, large conglomerates invested in Dubai to build it up to where it is right now. But it all started just like any other investment opportunity with regular people putting faith in the potential of that area to grow to what it is right now. If we're going to stand in solidarity with Ibrahim Traore, President Traore, why don't we stand in solidarity with him with our wallets? Because that's what's really needed right now. Let's be real. Oh, Reggie Jackson. I heard of Burkina Faso. I heard of Burkina Faso long before that. What are you talking about? You never heard of Thomas Sankara? See, you don't know your history. So therefore you think everyone else doesn't know. But we know, you know Sankara, right? You know him. You know he was killed by Blaise Compaoré, right? We know. What are you talking about? We're Pan-Africans. It's our duty to know. It's our job to know these things. Don't ever come at me about my history because I know my history well. But what I'm saying is history tells us that there has always been a lot of fanfare with the appointment or the rise of a new African leader. But you know what history also tells me? There's never been much investment. There's never been a lot of money to back up all that celebration and hooping and hollering. And we have to do things different if we truly want things to be successful. Reggie Jackson, you live there. Whoop-de fucking do. What does that have to do with us investing in that place now? Identifying potential investments and taking advantage of it. Because what we know about Burkina, they need capital. That's why they just signed a deal with the IMF, because they need capital. Do you realize that this country just had to make an agreement with the IMF for a measly $37 million? You're telling me that, shout out to my boy Dewan Osborne. What up, my brother? It's been a long time watching on Facebook. Guys, you mean to tell me that Black America couldn't have lent 37 million measly ass dollars? That's like less than $2 a person. That's like $1 for every Black American, or less than $1. That's like 85 cents for every Black American would have gotten 37 million bucks. I'm just really asking you that. And there's another part to this little monologue that's coming up soon, but this is just the first part. If we support Traore, do we really support him to the point where we support him with our money by investing? Or are we only giving Traore lip service? See, I wasn't jumping out on the bandwagon of Traore. I had to be convinced. But now that I've talked to my brother Afridamus, I trust his perspective. I trust his opinion. I talked to my brother Tendaji. I trust his perspective. I trust his opinion. Now I'm like, okay, well, if we have agreed that this brother is on the up and up, well, then it's time to get to work at making sure that he's successful. Now, we can't raise an army and go over there and fight the Muslims, but y'all could donate money to everything else. Think about the Jewish people and the Palestinians. The first thing they did was start the donation drives. Donate money to Palestine, the people of Gaza. Donate money to the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces. And you know what their people did? They donated multiple millions of dollars so that they could have impact on the situation, even from a distance, right? I'm just really asking you. Now, some people will say, oh, you were dissing Ibrahim Traore. You know what? I start off like, hey, yo, Ibrahim Traore is a dictator. I did start off like that. That's okay. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to give him a chance. He said he was going to hold elections. He didn't hold them. He suspended them till this year. I said, you know what? I'm going to give him another chance. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt like we give the white man. I did that. I did that right here on this channel. So I said, you know what I said? It was so crazy. And you guys might remember. I did a show on him. I said, whatever my brother Afridamus tells me, whatever his verdict on the situation is, I'm going to adopt that position because he's someone who is thorough. He's someone from the region. He's tapped into what's going on in that area. And I know he calls it down the middle. He's an objective source. And bro came onto this channel and told me, Brandon, give him a chance. There's a lot of reasons why he's doing what he's doing. Just be patient with him. He's going to make this thing right. It's going to be a success. And at that moment, that's all it took for me to say, you know what? Okay, that gave me the faith in the situation that I need to now make the video today that I'm making. You guys, okay, so we're supporting, right? But are we really supporting? Because the things you support, you give your money to. You know those Negroes, those FBAs, they support Tariq. That's why every time Tariq does a movie, a fake documentary, or want to open up a donut shop, they send millions to him. At some point, we're going to have to start putting our money where our mouth is. We are in 2025. 5. We donate millions to niggas that are obviously guilty of crime. Talking about we just want to make sure they get a fair trial. Well, why can't we donate those millions to Ibrahim Traore? So that we got another place to go to invest and take our families. That's my question to you. We got the bread. So why aren't we doing it? I got Avalon 19. This dude's brain is colonized. So me saying that we should support Ibrahim Traore with more than just lip service, but put our money where our mouth is and start looking for investments in Burkina Faso. That's me being colonized. Me saying that Black America has the economic power to prevent Ibrahim Traore from having to take $37 million loans from the IMF. That's me being colonized. Avalon, make it make sense, bro. That's not colonization. That's expectation. That's me inciting our people to take accountability, take responsibility for the things that we want to see. They just found 50 billion barrels of oil in Burkina Faso. Even better. Can we invest in that, getting that out the ground? Or is this guy going to end up having to go to Russia or China or America or whatever country to extract that from the ground? Guys, we're like on the ground floor of the creation of a multi-trillion-dollar business conglomerate. And instead of like taking advantage of it and like getting on instead of being the tip of the spear going into that situation to see what we can do, we're just sitting back. We still celebrating. We still cheering. Let's move. Let's make a move. What are we waiting for? You guys are totally sold on it. I've been persuaded to support it. Where's the investments? Where's the investments? Frank White, we got African liberation before Grand Theft Auto 6. Because we're not going to be able, Black America and the Black people in the West, we're not going to be able to sit in this position for much longer. Every single day that we sit and do nothing, we lose momentum. We used to have something called the Buy Black movement. We allowed that to be co-opted and destroyed by people who wanted to get us back on the plantation of begging the white man for reparations. We allowed that to happen. And you know why that happened? Because we got stagnant. We had a little bit of success, and then we said, okay, everything's all good. We could chill now. And before we knew it, people like Yvette Carnell, Tariq Nasheed, all these con artists swooped in. And the message became reparations or else cut the check. It went from being live Black, love Black, buy Black. Black companies making every single essential item that you need in your day-to-day life overnight went bankrupt because Black people were tricked, duped, conned into prioritizing a handout that was never coming over Black economic independence and strength and infrastructure. We lost it, guys. We lost it. We gave it up, actually. Now we know the reparation stuff ain't happening. So since we threw away the Buy Black movement, we failed to acquire reparations, what's the next thing we need to go into? See, but there was a group among us who were Pan-Africans who were able to call this mess from the very jump. We were down with the Buy Black movement, but we said we need to start moving those supply chains, extending them from America to Africa. That way you would have another consumer base and a creator base, just in case the sentiments in Black America change, we would be able to keep this movement going strong. We moved too slow. We moved too slow. We barely missed the year of return by the skin of our nuts, because the Black movement basically fizzled out around 2017, 2018, 2019, boom, year of return popped in. We were this freaking close to realizing the dream of Marcus Garvey and many other Pan-Africans. We were this freaking close. And we just are coming out of the back end of spending 5 years in darkness from 2019 all the way to 2025, where part of our community said, you know what, let's do the year of return. Let's go back to Africa. Let's go over there, see what's going on, identify investment opportunities, and take advantage of those investment opportunities. But there was a half of us, a remnant of us, that was left behind, who said, instead of doing anything with Africa, damn Africa, we ain't African. What has Africa ever done for us? Instead, we're going to go on the internet. We're going to join a xenophobic hate cult, and we're going to agitate and antagonize other groups of people, as well as our own, in the name of receiving or forcing the government to give us reparations in the form of cash payments. It never happened. I refer to those as the 5 years of darkness, where Black people were literally tricked into fighting for something that was never going to happen, and basically gave away everything, threw caution to the wind, because we were so certain that we were going to get these reparations, only to be let down and left holding the bag in the end. While the people who duped us, who tricked us, who swindled us, laughed all the way to the bank. These were your Tariq Nasheeds, your Dane Callaways. Now we're in a situation where we understand that reparations is not coming. So we need to devise a different economic strategy. But instead of doing the work of devising a new economic strategy, right? We getting old. We got gray in our beards now, y'all. When we started this mess, we didn't have no gray. Now we got gray in our beard. Time is ticking. Time is ticking, whether you like it or not. Is this the time to retreat back into ignorance? Or is this the time to say, you know what? I got to get something going. I have to get something going, because I'm not going to be young and youthful and full of energy forever. I'm not going to be able to sit in front of this laptop and give it to you with the vigor and force that I'm giving it to you now. Pause. We got to get something going. We want to be able to move into Africa while we still have the youth and vigor to enjoy it. I don't want to be walking to Africa, walking off the plane on a cane, punched over an old man. Oh, I finally made it home. So we can live up to what the fake, it was actually a fake quote by Vladimir Putin, but it said that Africa is a graveyard. Africans go live in the West, get money, do everything, and we only go back to Africa to die. Remember that? I don't want, whoever said it, I don't want their words to be true. I want to be over there while I'm still young and strong, while I'm still able to lift up a sack of corn or a sack of beans and carry it 2 or 3 blocks down the street, so I can work on building my own house and my own this and my own that, and farm my own field and pick my own fruits, you know, when we get the orange farm going. Why are we sitting here on our asses knowing exactly what we need to do, but waiting for someone else to do it? Someone who is nowhere near in a position to do this on their own. I already see ignorant people. Traore doesn't need your coins, but he's taking the IMF coins. You sound stupid, Sheppy. Your name is stupid too. This is what I'm saying. If he's the man that we say he is, I believe he will welcome our support. Because there's only one of 2 things that can happen at this point in time. Either we're going to stand up and do what we know we're supposed to do and start flexing our economic muscle as African Americans, or we're going to sit on our ass as our community is slowly depleted, right? Our numbers are slowly depleted as our people are dragged into the various identity self-hate, anti-African cults that have arisen, and they are resurging. Ever since Donald Trump won this election, have you noticed an uptick in the movement of Black identity cults? The Hebrew Israelites were basically silent for the past 4 years under Joe Biden. Trump gets elected, boom, they back on the corner. Boom, they on the internet again. No one else am I the only one who realizes that? I can't be the only one who's noticed that. All of a sudden, BLM is coming back out. Like, what? I thought y'all disappeared. I thought y'all leader moved to Calabasas with the white folks after she stole $90 million. You got Dane Calloway trying to peek his little nappy head up out of the hole. He's been emboldened. And you got Tariq Nasheed, who's about to launch another con, and I believe it's going to be revolving around the situation with Ibrahim Traore. But the problem with these situations is they are slowly plucking people away from our numbers. The people who used to say, I know I'm African, I know I'm Black, Black love, Black power, they're slowly being plucked out. Oh, I'm an Israelite. Oh, I'm an FBA, dog. Fuck all that. Oh, man, I'm an indigenous Niji to North America. You guys see it just like I see it. But the only way you combat that, and the only way you keep your shine, or you keep your appeal, you can really appeal to our people, is if you start getting things done. Because at this point, people are saying, look, why would I ever follow the way of Pan-Africanism? They ain't doing nothing but just sitting on their ass talking. I might as well go over here and become an indigenous Niji. At least I can watch Dane's cool videos with the music and the slideshows. At least Tariq give me an excuse to fly to another state and party and get drunk every couple of months. At least the Hebrew Israelites, I get to learn how to read and get to run around and bash people with the scriptures. At least I could feel empowered as I curse at white women and call them whores as they walk past. This is what's going on, guys. Divide and conquer only works if you're constantly stagnant. If you're constantly sitting down or sitting still, it makes it easier for your enemies to come in amongst you and carry people off in different directions. Look at what happened to the ADOS movement. Why was Tariq Nasheed able to move people and take people out of that movement? Because they spent like 3 years planning a fucking conference that really should have took about 2 weeks to organize. Tariq came, fractured those people out of that group, and had a conference within a few months of them finally having their conference after so many years of planning. That's the whole thing. Now, I understand that everybody in this room is not a Pan-African person. You still can benefit from the situation as well, because maybe you'll realize that you are in a cult, whichever one it is, whether it's Hebrew Israelite, FBA, or whatever Dane Calloway is calling his cult these days. But I'm just talking pure facts. Even if you are not a Pan-African, you are also, you don't have to be on Wall Street, a Wall Street executive, to invest in the S&P 500. You don't gotta drive a Tesla to invest in Tesla. You don't gotta eat at McDonald's to invest in McDonald's. You don't even gotta wear Nikes to invest in Nike. So what does being a Pan-African have to do with anything? This is a great opportunity, I think. That's my question. That's my belief. This is a great opportunity. Africa is open for business. And the investment opportunities are still very affordable. So even if you just got little money, you can go and get into those African markets and you can reap some benefits. You can do things with the currencies over there, currency exchange. It's a lot of stuff. You can invest in real estate. You can open little shops, liquor stores. All these things are available for foreigners to open up with minimal paperwork, minimal hassle. You in America, like, everything's going to be great. But in America, the problem is many of you and many of us have been priced out. The cost to just buy in is way more than what most of us have that we can actually sacrifice or put into an investment. I'm going to put this link in the comments, but what I want to say is this. Black liberation, Pan-Africanism, all these things, they die in the dark. And that's what I feel is happening here. I feel that people like Tariq Nasheed, people like Dane Calloway, cults like the Hebrew Israelites, there was a gnat, right? I believe that is their goal. I feel like they pluck people out, drag them into darkness so that they can never, ever see the light again. Because I don't know about you, but have you talked to some of these people? Man, they're so far gone mentally. It's like they're in a hole. And it's so dark down in there, they can't even see how to climb out. Even if you drop the ladder in to save them, it's so dark they can't even feel their way to the ladder so that they could climb out. They are living in darkness. These people on the internet literally filled with hatred for people they've never even met. Hatred for people who share their same blood and lineage and ethnicity. They get on the internet every day to go find somebody to be mad at, find somebody to abuse, somebody to call a tether, somebody to call a bootlicker, and all this mess. You think these people are happy? They're literally in purgatory, suffering. You know the old saying, expectation is the root of all suffering. They expected those reparations and they never came. So they're in a state of suffering. And there's another saying, comparison is the thief of joy. So they constantly compare themselves to continental Africans who came to America, constantly compare themselves to white folks, constantly compare themselves to Asians, constantly compare themselves to Mexican. Oh, they getting special treatment. They getting special opportunities we ain't got. Therefore, they can't have joy because they're constantly comparing themselves to other groups of people. But when you say, hey, stop comparing yourself, or if you're going to compare yourself, why don't we get to work and start doing what we need to do so we can be on their level and surpass it? They don't ever want to do that. Because it's easier to sit on the internet and complain than it is to do the work. By the way, shout out to the member. He a member. Throw it up. Wild Funk. By the way, I am the one that hosted Tariq in Zimbabwe and South Africa during his Pan-African phase. And look how he turned out. 100% Wild Funk. Because a lot of people, once they realize that, you know, there's not a lot of money in Pan-Africanism. Once they realize that there's a lot of people who are Pan-Africanists in name only, they want to move into other areas so that they can try to line their pockets. And that's what Tariq did. He said, I can make more money turning black people against each other than I can make bringing black people together. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. He said, I can make more money turning black people against each other, using the tactics of the dominant society, the divide and conquer tactics on a micro level. He could make more money turning black people against each other than he could make bringing us together. And that's exactly what you see with FBA. I mean, they're giving Tariq millions just so they can feel justified in practicing hate and xenophobia. It really doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Even if we look at somebody like Fort Black, go sacrifice yourself for a man who do not know, but Black Americans ain't coming. And you know this, Brandon. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Reggie Jackson said Umar too. Yeah, because these people, I agree with you on Umar. These people just realize there's more money in perpetuating Black victimhood than there is in empowering Black people to go take control of our destiny. It's like Star Wars. It is your destiny. You know, this whole thing. They know there's more money. I could get up here and be like the white man and the Mexican, and they all victimizing you and suspected white supremacists and all this mess, and y'all be lining me up with super chats. But I love my people too much to sell them nonsense, to enable them along the lines of a lie. The lie of victimhood, the lie of believing we can't do anything for ourselves, the lie of believing that we have no power to change things. We have the power to do whatever we want to do. But they keep us buried under this spirit of negativity. There's always a problem. Look at this guy, Fort Black. The nerve of Aphrodite changed your mind. You know, I'm going to be responding to this. Bro can't even say, you know what, bro? It's good to have you on board with us in support of Ibrahim Traore, president of Burkina Faso. What you're saying is great. And I hope people listen to your message and respond to it. He can't even say that because many Black people live in a perpetual state of negativity. They're consumed by the darkness of lack of faith and lack of imagination. This is real. Y'all think I'm joking, but this is real. Dr. Amos Wilson talked about this. Sir Norman Vincent Peale, he said a positive attitude won't allow you to do anything you want to do, but it will allow you to do everything you want to do better than having a negative attitude will. So what are you going to do? Are you going to embrace some positivity, have a little faith, see what opportunities for investment in Africa, period, that you can find and exploit those opportunities, take advantage of those opportunities? Are you going to sit on the internet being a negative Nancy naysayer trying to talk everybody else out of taking a chance? Because you're a Black man in America. Every day you walk out the house, you're taking a calculated risk. But you're still doing it. Y'all should be willing to invest in Burkina Faso as much money as y'all lost over there in Ghana and everywhere else getting scammed. I'm just being real with you. We got a caller, guys. Hey, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, we got a donation goal in the YouTube. 5 contributions of $5 or more. And that will be a blessing. What up, my boy Rob?
Yo, what up, Brandon? Yeah, I just got a quick question
Oh,
about the.
hold on real quick. Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, just about the experience because I know you have some history over there. But would you say that the Africans have cutting you a deal based on you being a Black American with some, competitive pricing that someone else may have not received?
Yes, I would say that.
Okay, because in my mind, that's the only real way I could rationalize maybe importing some goods from Africa because I feel like, if I'm not gonna get some sort of deal, then I'm not really with the, virtue signaling of just, yeah, I'm working with Black people, so you know what I'm saying? I feel good about myself. Like if I can't be competitive in America, with the pricing, then it won't really work. You know what I mean?
The thing with me is you can import things from Africa and sell them in America, or you can just go and start businesses in Africa, and that would create opportunities in Africa for African people while you make money.
Okay, and that leads to my second question. Would you say that the African market is a feasible place to actually have a service or a product? Because from the I'm not trying to talk down or shame their economy or anything, but to the best of my knowledge, this isn't exactly the Times Square of the world. You know what I'm saying? So how much economic, like how liquid is it over there for people? Are people shopping all day? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or are people just surviving?
There's a lot of people with money. There's restaurants, there's everything. I mean, if you just go, you will see there's a pretty healthy, growing middle class in
Oh, there's
Africa.
a middle. Okay.
Um, I mean, damn, like, one thing I've been doing when I go to Kenya and stuff, right? Um, I've been like trying to eat at like different restaurants and stuff in the morning for breakfast and stuff to kind of spread around the support, right? So I'll pull up this map, and man, it's so crazy to see the idea, the perspective, or the view of Africa that Black Americans have. Because,
I mean,
bro,
I've never been there, you
no,
know.
obviously, no, I understand you're genuine. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so there's a restaurant called CJ's. When I first went to Kenya or Nairobi, I was like, "Oh, this is the best restaurant ever!" Right? There's three locations, as you can see right here. Right? There's three locations, and it's so nice, right? Dude, CJ's is like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to nice restaurants in Kenya, right? So now I know that. And so now I don't ever go to CJ's anymore. I go to all these other places now, just kind of exploring what's going on there. But I mean, if you look at the place, this looks like a regular restaurant to me. Does it look like a regular restaurant to you?
Yeah.
You can order online. Talk about start your order. Here's the menu. Here are the locations. You go get your smoothie, whatever. You can get careers. You could go work there. Locations are available, right?
Right.
And they want you to contact them, but they got all the locations, Kilimani. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. It was 3, and then it was 1, then it grew to 3, then it grew to 5, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's a regular place. It's a
Right.
regular place, like
So
anywhere else.
so amongst the successful entrepreneurs that you met there,
Uh-huh.
do they is their lifestyle that of like a successful entrepreneur, or is it still kind of like um you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Good lifestyle, people buying. I mean, you watch the dude Austin Holloman. You saw he's moved there now. And,
oh
and, and
really?
yeah,
Okay.
and I'm taking credit for Austin because I'm the one who first told him to go to Kenya. I messaged him on Twitter and was like, "You need to take your ass to Kenya." When I saw him getting in all that trouble in Brazil, and he went over there and he never left.
So
He
you so
moved there. Go ahead.
okay, okay. So with with the currency of the country that you have your business in, that you will be you like you can buy assets and big houses and
Yeah, you could.
with
Yeah.
okay, so it's not just like oligarchs or something like that with
No, no, no,
all
no,
the
no, no.
okay,
There's regular people who making money. Like, say you are engineer, software developer, all that. You can just go to a real estate agent and buy a house like anybody else. Like,
okay, cool,
like
cool,
any
cool.
yeah, anywhere else. You're not stuck. Like my boy JP from the LB, bro, about to buy a condo out there. We actually about to go back out there together because the bro about to they were building a new building, and he basically put a down payment on a condo out there, and so the
Oh,
building will be
that's nice.
completed this year. But you see this right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like where I used to go eat all the time. CJ's.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, and it overlooks that's not Muindi Bingo Street. It's another street, but it overlooks the street. And like, you can eat, you get your egg roll on downstairs. They got the bakery, the pizzas. My favorite thing there's the chicken wings, and the damn milkshakes are amazing. I don't even drink milkshakes, but I drink them when I go to CJ's. They're that good. But yeah, it's a regular restaurant. And this is like the tip of the iceberg, bro. Lately, I've been going to this place called Izzy Cafe. It's owned by some black people. It's in this little mall. They got a robot cafe there and everything, but they got good stuff. Like,
So how does the currency convert?
you can always just check the currency conversion,
So
cash
it
to
changes.
dollar. Yeah, cash to dollar. It's good. It's really awesome. This is another spot that I like to go to. This is called Izzy Cafe, Brunch and Cafe. They got this on TikTok, as a matter of fact. They got their own I didn't even know they had a TikTok. But yeah, this spot, this is my new joint because I love the shakshuka over there. Fire. Like, I always eat here. This is where I've been eating like every day breakfast when I'm out there. It's hella good.
An honest review of Izzy in Nairobi. Starting with these millionaire fries, they were alright. An honest review of Izzy in Nairobi. Starting with these millionaire fries, they were alright. I did really enjoy their Biscoff pancakes, but it was a bit too dense. I could be biased because I do love Biscoff, but it was delicious. Their coffee was alright, just a bit on the bitter end. Both sizzling desserts that I got, neither had a single sizzle. The pistachio croissant was a bit raw on the inside, and the outside was very wet. I did not like the sizzling cookie. It was too sweet and too buttery. What are your thoughts?
Too sweet and too buttery for a dessert.
Okay, so Brandon, I'm sorry if I'm showing my ignorance a little bit, but so basically a million shilling is like almost $8,000. So does that mean like everyone over there is basically a Kenyan millionaire, or is you know what I'm saying, or is a million shillings still a big deal, like $1 million is
That's a
still
big deal. That's a big deal. You're rich in Kenya if you have that.
a million shilling?
If you have a million shillings, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, and that's like $8,000.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's like $8,000. But like, yeah, my boy, Truth 884, he's saying like Kenya does a ton of international business. Like, Rob, when I tell you there are people from every country who live in Kenya, like people leave their country to live in Kenya, like especially those Arabs, because they living out there in the dust. They hoping and wishing to get into Kenya. That's how nice it is compared to those other places.
Okay.
So they're coming over there like, I can't get to America, but at least I'm in Kenya type shit.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, I really, I love that place. And if JP from the LB was in here, he'll tell you, bro loves it over there. But we every single opportunity is presented to you there. You can start a trucking business. You can start an import-ex business. You could import-export. Whatever, a restaurant. If you go, one thing I tell people to do too is if you go somewhere like, see, one thing a lot of people are doing, so say I want to go from the 1st to the 7th. All you got to do to know if a place has something bustling is look at Airbnb. That is the number one, to me, indicator of how the economy in a place is doing. Because if you don't got a lot of opportunities to make money, you're not going to have a lot of people, right? You're not going to have a lot of people running Airbnb business because they're going to say there's no money. People aren't able to afford it, right?
Right.
Now, if we look at this map of Airbnb, bro, you see there are Airbnbs that are renting for $400 a week, $500 a week. Like, that means people have money. You see what I'm saying? Because someone has to be able to afford all that shit.
True.
So here, if you just look, I put Nairobi to stay for the first week of June. Look at these apartments, bro. Do these look modern to you?
Yeah.
They look nicer than apartments here. And you got FBAs in the projects talking about, I never go over there, bro. You go over there, you might live better than you live in here. Look at this white guy, Dustin. He's a guest favorite. He's hosting a Tree Harmony apartment. Got the pool, little bed, couches. It's a white dude. He lives there. He's running Airbnb business there. See, that's what I'm saying. There's business there. Like everything in America. This is a high-rise apartment with a view. Yeah. Oh, I stayed here before. This is definitely at the Escada. Because you can tell it's Escada by this little black on the kitchen. This little black stuff on the wall in the kitchen. I'm at the point where I could tell where places are at just by the decorations. But you see what I'm saying, though? You go there, you're going to be like, damn, this shit is tight. I love it here. You're going to be like, I never want to come back. Because that's what everyone always does. That's what Austin Holloman did. But yeah, it ain't no spot where you just going to go and be like, oh, man, it's dusty niggas out here tripping. I wouldn't tell nobody to go nowhere like that because I ain't going nowhere like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nah, this shit is nice, bro. Like, you ain't going to be disappointed at all. You're going to be in some Shangri-La shit talking about. And also, you can order Uber Eats straight to your door.
Yeah,
so you
it's modern.
It's modern. Look at this guy, Truth 884. Ancola Grill in Kitsuru is fire. Bro, Kitsuru's in the bushes, Truth. Look, now, Truth gonna have your ass in the bushes. Ancola, he fell off. But shout out to Ancola Grill in Kitsuru. Hey, the bro went out there with his family. He went with me, and then he went back with his family by himself and just his fam. It's safe. Judy Jones, what are you saying? Imagine what's going to happen when the corrupt need to get rid of all those dollars. I don't know. Thank you, Truth, for the $5 holler. I appreciate that. But I'm just telling you guys, there's definitely opportunities out there, right? There's definitely opportunities out there. But this is what I know. FBA, this stuff is a dead end. It's a dead end. These people are going to die following Tariq. Or if Tariq dies before them, they're just going to be lost in the sauce. Oh, we FBA's Tariq. It's going to just it's going to devolve into a cult even more than it already is. They're going to be literally, you guys, if you ever went to college, right? There was a cult, and it's on college campuses all over America. It's a cult revolving around this guy named Lyndon LaRouche, who was a conspiracy theorist, political conspiracy theorist. He somehow started a cult and was able to get college students to join it. And now, just any college campus that you're on in America, these kids are on those college campuses. They drop out of school, but they go back to the college campus every day so that they can recruit people into this cult. LaRouche died many years ago, but his name lives on because those kids are still in that cult. Have you guys ever heard of that? Like, give me a 1 in the comments if you've ever heard of the LaRouche cult. It's really sick. And they had to be like poor, living in garages and stuff because they're all caught up mentally on the like lore of this guy who was like a conspiracy theorist who had all these crazy beliefs about the government. Judy is in New York. I'm in California, and she's heard of it. So they're all over the country, right? That's what FBA is going to turn into. That's what this Dane Calloway nonsense is going to devolve into. Once the leader is gone or he's sick of it, they're just going to, it's going to take on a life of its own, and it's going to go nowhere. Why do you even want to waste your time being a part of some shit like that? Is beyond me, right? Truth 884 said, I was surrounded by trees and ballers. Facts. Rich dudes, right? Kaj G said, Tariq knows how to pimp people. I give him that. He's no dummy. Dude is game the fuck up. Hey, the fact that there are grown-ass men who are falling for this is absolutely diabolical. They better be lucky Tariq ain't like General Taco, that dude out in LA, because bro snatch your wife up and marry her and have like 5 wives. FBA is going to stand on business. See, this is just empty cliches at this point. What do you mean by standing on business? What does that even mean? The business of reparations, that ship has sailed. So what are you guys talking about? You got to let us know, like, tell us, what does this mean? We're going to stand on business. How? That's all anybody wants to know. Or are you just repeating nonsense conjecture that Tariq spews and you adopt it because it sounds cool? It sounds cool, so I'm going to run around the internet repeating it. Shout out to my boy Rob for the $5 holler. Have a good weekend. You too, my brother. My people, we are 3 contributions, $5 contributions away from hitting our goal. Let's do what we can to hit it. I got to go within the next 15 minutes because I agreed to do an interview with another channel about some stuff that happened at No Jumper. So we got about 15 minutes. But this is just crazy. But I'm just telling you guys, like, okay, the people who support Ibrahim Traore now. Now what? What are we going to do? Just keep sitting up waiting for something bad to happen to him? Are we going to start doing the work? Are we going to start doing the work that's necessary to get something done? Because it's like, okay, for Black. Because it's like, we can't just keep being stagnant. Ever since Donald Trump got elected, right? You got every group going to Donald Trump, getting the things they want. Bro, this guy opened up Polynesian fishing grounds that have been basically blocked for decades in the name of environmental protection. The Samoans was in the damn White House praising Donald Trump because he has once again restored their access to their traditional fishing grounds. Do you think they're going to get in a canoe and say, let me hooky do, and get out there in a canoe and fish for fit and hunt and catch fish out of a damn canoe boat? No. They now have control of their fishing grounds, so now they can do industrial fishing off of the coast of their islands. They have a strategic advantage because they're surrounded by water. Understand that. I thought my boy was coming in. But understand that. Understand that they have a strategic advantage that has been restored to them by Donald Trump. Now, how could they ever have gotten that done if they never reached out and said, hey, Trump, what are you willing to do for us? See, that's Black folks' problem. We didn't get, 85% of Black people voted for Kamala Harris. We didn't get our way. So now we going to sit like a little kid with our arms folded and our lips poked out for the next 4 years, refusing to work with Trump or either request anything from Trump out of loyalty and solidarity with the Democrat Party, while Democrats are getting shit they want from Trump. Make me understand. Help me understand that. We get nothing. When things don't go the way of the Democrat Party, all we get is to retreat back into ignorant identity cults. Trump got elected. He's a racist, and all this shit. But guess what? That's 4 years of your life that's going down the drain. I'm 39. By the time Trump is done in office, I'll be 43. You think I want to sit from 39 to 43 doing nothing because I'm mad because some hoe didn't get elected who wasn't going to do nothing but send men in the bathroom with my daughter anyway? But there are too many black people who are okay with that. Just ignorant, wasting your life, missing out on opportunity because you think that these political parties give a damn about helping you. They don't. Only thing they're going to do is whatever you bring to them, they're going to say yes or no. They're going to basically say, yeah, okay, how does this benefit me? That's why the Democrats had no problem telling you they were never going to give you reparations because they don't benefit from reparations. They already got your vote. Why would they give you something when they already got your damn vote? It doesn't make any sense. And you got as mad as you wanted to. And they still said, yeah, you mad, but you still ain't getting no damn reparations. Latin mixed with white. Natural dirty, shut up. Shout out to my boy Hayes Vision for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate that. We're getting our legs back where it comes to this live stuff. We're putting up videos, content, pre-recorded. I'm really getting in a nice little groove with the YouTube stuff. Got a really dope video out that I just dropped regarding my situation at No Jumper, me getting into it with Almighty Suspect. And basically, I'm explaining how I am able to stay calm in tense situations. That is a skill all of us, black men and women, need to learn, because it used to just be men, but it's women now too. Y'all over here jumping on folks for getting y'all order wrong at McDonald's and shit. We need to learn how to, control our emotions. Thank you so much, Hayes Vision. And I think that the video I just uploaded, I think it would do a lot of us a lot of good to go watch it. You just go on my channel, hit videos, and you'll be able to see it. But go watch that video. It's about 20 minutes long. You know me, I'm just looking at the mic, and I'm just talking about, see, right here, how Black Belt Brandon beat Almighty Suspect without lifting a finger. Essentially staying calm in suspect situations. Watch that video. You will be better off after you watch that video. I'm gonna be real with you. Just start consuming the content, because I'm about to do more of these type of self-help, self-improvement. Y'all, Judy Jones, y'all need to learn how to mediate. Yeah, a lot of black people don't understand or know how to initiate something called conflict resolution. What the heck is that noise? I don't know what that is. Well, guys, if you see something happen to me, it'll be live on the air. But anyway, yeah, a lot of us don't understand something called conflict resolution. And it shows. We always at each other. And that's why the internet, is such a dangerous place for us, because you can beef with each other and then just go your own way, like fuck that person. That's why a lot of black people, we have prioritized initiating conflict with each other over the internet as opposed to in real life. See, on the internet, even the scariest people among us, like 4Black, can still play tough, knowing that you don't know who they are, you don't know how to get to them. Oh, this is 4Black righteous folks. Okay, this is the weird lady from LA. You change your name, 4Black righteous folks? I just realized it was you. This lady is crazy. I know who you are now. All's forgiving you, psychopath. You mentally deranged woman, you. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. We almost reached our goal of $5 super chats, but we're one short. But guess what? It's been a time. Thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate every single thing you do for this channel. Hopefully I'll be back with a live stream. I'm going to try to do another one at 6 o'clock. I think that's a good time for us, 6 p.m. But I'm definitely going to have some pre-recorded videos posting throughout the day. This lady said you're going to be my case study. You need to be your case study so you get your mind right. For Black Righteous Folk, email me. I'm going to meet up with you for coffee. Where are you for? Aren't you in LA? I'm going to meet up with 4 Black Righteous Folk for coffee. We're going to reach some conflict resolution. I'm going to give her my email. There's my email. Email me. We'll meet up for coffee and you could tell me all your problems. Don't start talking about no crazy shit though, because I'm gonna walk off on you. Nigga lost his mind. Oh, you're not in LA. Okay. Our channel. What? That's what they want Brandon to meet up. She's sick. She's freaking sick. Yeah, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hook it up. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy, the Poor Man's Podcast. Give me the HBO special. Help a brother out special. The channel is growing though. I'm on a mission to get 20,000 subscribers before summer hits. So that's like before June, July, before my birthday. That'll make sense. Yes, our channel. This is our channel. Yeah, it is. You guys watch it. You consume it. But thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate. I drink a lot. Shut up, Azazel. Is it Azazel? I think it's Azazel or Azazel. It's Azazel. Man, dude, who names himself after a demon? That's crazy. Hey, I can't wait till the Final Destination movie come out. Like, real talk. That's going to be dope as hell. But yeah, so let me get off of this thing and hit this dude up about this interview situation so that I can go home. Thank y'all so much for watching this. I do have wide hips. I admit that. I admit it. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate every single thing you do for me in this channel. Till the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, take care of each other. Peace.